Hello everybody, and welcome back to, well, we've been here, done that before, haven't we? I've been getting some stuff done, and let me just get back into some sort of, yes, F6, there we go. Some sort of button mashing position. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of magnesium mining. I've got over 100k of magnesium now, so we should have more than enough. But I have to say, if you look down there, it's a bit of a dent. Yeah, these rats, they're doing everything that they should be doing occasionally. And as you can see, we've had one or two accidents. So I don't know why, but when it does it right. Just sometimes it just doesn't do it. And as a consequence, I've had to put a projector on that one in order to get some repairs done. But one thing I've discovered is putting a projector on and using the welders to weld up the parts does not put them back in the timers. So you can see, if we just quickly look in this one, I'll just disconnect so we don't confuse it with others. So let's pick, we know that that rear thruster and the ejector are missing, for instance. So let's have a look. It on shutdown. I really should have checked this before recording. Well, you can see it there. There's a light missing. Now, when I put that light back on, it doesn't put it back on the timer, or at least it stays grayed out. And I'm wondering whether that's part of a problem that we're having, is each time we do damage and I repair it, it's not resetting the timers correctly. I don't know is the answer, but I've had enough of the rats for now. It was a good idea, and if we could get the autonomy to work, the sensors to detect ships reliably, they do detect them on the landing pad when they come in, sometimes, but not every time, and that makes it impossible to work with. Anyhow, in this episode I want to get started, and you can see I've made a little bit of a start here, on some kind of a bomber, a large grid bomber, to go and sort out wherever he is over there, Mr. Nomad. And I want to come up with something original. So you can see I've made a start. I've put a connector on the front. So this block is a square at the moment. It's just everything's attached to the base. And the reason for that is twofold. First of all, I wanted to be able to obviously dock and rearm and resupply, etc. But also I thought we might be able to make some kind of a gunnery attachment that it can pick up and take with it, and maybe drop in the field on a parachute, something like that. Not sure yet, but I wanted to put it in there anyway, just in case. So it's going to be fun building this without the jetpack. You saw the problems I had building the other large ship. So I've kind of started from the front, which is probably a mistake, but we'll see. Now we want to have reasonably good vision out of the front, so I thought we could start with, oh, can't put that one there yet, and I can't put that one there either. So do I not have any girders? That's probably why. Where are we? Just take a few of those for now. That looks better. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a weird kind of a cockpit arrangement. I actually think maybe we'll put that one on the other way round. Where are we? 4. And the reason for that is, and we can just, ooh, that kind of blocks quite a lot, doesn't it? Just going to say, just cover that up. Well, let's try it. We can always change it if need be. So I'm going to take that one off for now so I can walk over the top of it. And my plan for this was to have basically a welder array on the ship that can weld missiles in the middle where we actually need them. And I don't think we're going to need a lot of cargo space. So it's just we're going to need a cockpit here, and I can't build there, so maybe we should carry this back a bit. Can't put that there. Sounds like we've got a storm coming in. Not sure. So I'm kind of welding up as I'm going here because it's difficult to see how things work out if you don't. So hopefully we can get a cockpit in there. Like I say, I want to try and have plenty of vision so that we can see what's going on. So we can put that there, that one there, that'll be the diagonal, and I think we can then maybe get away with a cargo box. Don't know how much storage we're going to need. That's the tricky one. Okay, so you get the idea. This storm is going to make it impossible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this welded up and get a bit more built, and then I will bring you back and we'll discuss the more intricate details of how we're going to do this. So I'll see you in a minute. Welcome back, everybody. So I've made some progress. It's a bit of an odd shape. Let me show you from above. You can see, switch that off. Oop, switch that off a minute. I'm kind of going for the wing look again. I like wings. I think ships should have wings, especially if they fly in the atmosphere. So yeah, you get the idea. So we've got quite a long nose on it, and I might shorten that later because I don't think I need it that long. But I've put a gun on the side there, each side, and then we've got a Gatling on the end, one on the top, and there'll be one on the bottom, but I can't actually get that in at the moment. Thruster wise, we've got a small large grid normal atmo there, and hidden in the middle here is the side thrust, just about make out in the wireframes. Now there's only one of those, and that might not be enough, but I'm having problems squeezing another one in. So not really planning on too much sideways movement. The main thing is the lift thruster, and obviously there'll be another large one the other side. Push wise, we've got a small one there, and obviously there'll be another one the other side, so that's two. We'll have to see if that's enough. Depends how big the ship gets. But right, let me come back here and switch some of that stuff off, and I'll take you inside, just show you. I've moved the cargo boxes back. They were obviously, some light on, they were here, and I've done that because this is just a conveyor, and if I do decide to shorten the cockpit, I didn't want to have to mess around with moving all the cargo and things. Now there's only two cargo boxes, but I have put in two assemblers in case we need to make stuff. So this is the gubbins. As you can see, we have offset welders. If I just creep along here, you can see that one comes this end, and then this one is offset, and then that one, etc. And this is the missile array up here. So if I switch the projectors on, I have constructed some missiles. Ooh, that's loud. Switch my lights off again for a sec. Doesn't really help, does it? Now, I don't know if that's going to work. It should work, I think. The only way to find out really would be to build one and test it. So the missiles are simply a merge block at the top, then a battery, small battery, then a timer, then a warhead, and then a sensor. So the idea is we'll build the whole lot, we'll press a button, and that button will start the timer and disengage the merge block, or switch off the merge block. Now, it should just fall. I say should. What the timer will do is, I've set it for 10 seconds, that might be a bit long, but it gives it time to fall out of the bottom of the ship, and then it will arm the warhead. Now the warhead won't go off until the sensor detects something, and that something is a small grid, or a large grid, or a station that doesn't belong to us and is not friendly. So in other words, if it's neutral or enemy, that warhead should detonate. That's the plan. But whether that works or not, that's kind of the arrangement I had in mind. And if it doesn't work, then we'll have to revisit exactly, how we do it all. So there's that. Right, as you can see, have got an immense amount of welding to do. I also need to, as I'm welding the wing, we go out on the wing here. As I'm welding all of this up, I need to identify any possible problems. This thruster is pushing out that way, and I believe the clearance is 3 blocks. So the thruster ends there, so that's 1, 2, 3. So this block might be a problem, but I can't really put it anywhere else. So the alternative is to do away with the end blocks altogether there and push the thruster out sort of in between the forwards and backwards thrusters. But I'll worry about that when we get there. So for now, I'm going to weld all this up, and I probably won't bore you with it all, because it's going to be a little fiddly, for instance, getting at the blocks underneath and all that sort of thing. But you get the idea. I wanted this sort of raised area here around the thrusters to make it look like, it's bulky. It's got some weight to it. Right, so that one there, I think, yeah, we can take it out for now. Not going to weld that one just for now. We'll see how we go. Right, so let me get all of this done, and then we will attempt to copy everything onto the other side, and I'll bring you back for that bit. Well, welcome back everybody. So that was quite a marathon, getting all lined up. As you can see, I've kind of finished the other side, still some more welding to do, need some more scaffolding and things, but I had a bit of a problem that I had to overcome. The two sides are not symmetrical because the welders are offset. So whilst I've made it look as symmetrical as I can, because of the offset of the welders, I've had to sort of jiggle the conveyors around a bit to get that to work. But I think that works okay. So as you can see, I'm just working on the back end. I'm always unsure how to finish off the back end of ships. It always seems to be, well, just square. So I was also a bit worried that the 2 push thrusters are just not going to be enough. I mean, they'll probably be enough for flight, but a few more might be good. So I thought, as we got this extra hole at the back here, I'll stick a couple of thrusters in there. The only problem is I can't leave them sticking out like I did on these thrusters, because obviously the we've got the turrets there. So, yeah, there's that. But we can't let aesthetics worry us, can we? So I'm just going to go and weld those gats up and try and finish a little bit off. I've just put a temporary bridge in there, but actually I might make it a permanent one because it's kind of handy to be able to get up here. I don't know if there's any way I could maybe rework the side so that I've got a passage up here, but I've put a couple of doors in anyway, just simply because it allows me access if I need to repair anything, that sort of thing. Well, we'll see. Meanwhile, let's just get these welded up. I'll switch the idle movement off on these because, well, it annoys me. So, yeah, there's that. And then we're going to have to try and do something with the back here and bring that down and meld it all in. But for now, I thought I would stick these thrusters. Now you see it won't let me place it there because it's interfering with the gap. So it's going to have to go there, which is kind of a shame. I mean, it's okay. We can work with that, but would have preferred them to stick out like the other ones do. So this is actually a shaped block. This square block here, you can't see it from this angle, but it is actually shaped to match the bottom. So I can't change that. Otherwise, we could perhaps bring it in and make it a bit more of a feature. Maybe revisit that later if I really can be bothered. And now, obviously, the problem is getting past that lot, isn't it? I can't bring that forward. I might be able to put a corner on it, but then it would mess up that, so I'm not going to do that. Right, let's get those built up. Bit of a pain having to run all the way back here. I should perhaps have put a box closer to me, but well, it was only really a problem with the large atmospheric thrusters. I didn't. Oh, I'd forgotten just how many motors they have. Also going to need to finish this off somehow, but I think we'll come back to that. More scaffolding needed. And the other thing, I left this hole here because I'm not sure how we're going to get into the ship when it's finished, and that's kind of a reasonable place to put a door. So for now I've just left a hole. I've also not sure whether I want this piece here. Also not sure why the battery says it's damaged. Probably because it wasn't built and Izzy's has decided to label it damaged. So my original concept with this neck design, which I kind of got wrong on the top, but was to have it look like it was articulated in some way, and maybe put some sort of a cowling affair around it, but it didn't work. And it lent itself quite nicely to a position for a turret. So again, I think at some point I'll revisit it, shorten the whole cockpit a little bit, and maybe just tidy that up. It's never meant to blend, but well, there we go. Right, let me just check, make sure everything's welded. I think it is. Oh, we've moved that forward now, so I need to put a block in there. I can't unfortunately put any trim blocks in there because it's pointing downwards. So take those off. Yeah, don't need that one. Have I got enough steel? Yes. Right, so we can do away with this now, I think. And oh, that one there. Okay, we'll just come back to that. I think there may be some holes in the wing that can be filled as well, so I do need to have a once over and check all of that. Right, let's finish off these. Motors always out of motors. Nothing's producing. Yeah, I've gone through so many motors. Let's call up a few more. We must be getting quite low on stuff. Yeah, running out of nickel. Lots of silicon. Running out of iron again. Cobalt's okay. Alright, just while that's doing that, let's take some steel plates. Go and do this one while I think about it. That's not going to work. And the other thing I haven't put on is any lights of any form. Just going to dig in here a minute if I can. Yeah, so that's got to be good. I'm pretty sure those are done. Yeah, I'll come check that another time. And I'm pretty sure I filled this in as I went, so it's just underneath to do. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, let's come back here. I've put an angled block in at the end of that thruster there. So the thruster is 1, 2, 3, and then we got 1, 2. That's the third block. So hopefully with an angled block it'll be okay. We'll have to see. If it blows up, it's not okay. And right. So just get lined up with that. Looks pretty good. I think that's high enough. Is that high enough? Yes. Come on. Oh, fell off. I fell off. Right, that's all of that. And then we just need to do that turret.
Energy low.
Oh. I wonder if we can reach that from there. Reach that either. Get some bits for that. And then apart from finishing off the thrusters at the back and just general tidying stuff up, apparently we need a lot of stuff. Yeah, I think we'd be pretty good. Before I build that, idle movement off. Okay, so that's pretty good. Yeah, not sure what we can do there. We've only got one block, so I can't really put any form of cowling in there. So what I might do is could possibly try like a light panel. Haven't got the stuff, but if I put a light panel there with a block behind it, maybe. Well, let's worry about that later. Okay, so I'm going to finish off these thrusters and try and come up with some kind of a
Energy
design.
critical.
Oh, I'll get some energy. Some kind of a design for the back. Okay, so I should say welcome back because I've actually had a couple of real life days off. You know, busy weekend with various things going on, bonfire night, fireworks, and all the rest of it. So I need to catch up on where I was. And one of the things I thought of was I don't really like these two engines here because they're inset. I really want to get the engine out. And the only way I can do that is in the middle. Now I could put two engines in, one at the bottom, one at the top, but I don't think that's really going to look quite right. Let me just have a look from the back. Yeah, because we've got kind of a low profile with the engines on the wings. I think maybe just one in the middle, and that'll give us 3 push, which is far more than we've only got 2 stop, and we've only got 1 on each of the sides. So I'm gonna give that a try and see what that looks like. It might give us a few more options.
Inventory full.
Okay, let's just dump some of this somewhere. Need all that. Keep a little bit of stuff on us. Right, so if we're pushing that back, we're going to need a block to hang it off. Oh, that's not the right colour. And plastic. And then just there. Nope, 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 that one. Like so. And then we'll put a block underneath it as well. Now, I would also like to have shaped those blocks, but I don't think we can. Just weld these up if I can reach it. Can't reach it. There we go.
Inventory full.
Okay, so we can put something on the outside here, but not where the guns are, so that's kind of got to stay like that. Do have a bit of an inset at the back there. We need to change that. Anywho, I think for now I'm just going to block these off. Not sure about the sides here yet. Yeah, just block it off like that. And go and get some stuff back. One. Take a few of those, a couple of those, just in case. Oop, where am I going? I'm going to leave that for a minute. We might come back and revisit that. Okay. So, the other thing I was considering, following one of your comments, and again, sorry I haven't got your name, but I did highlight it on the last episode. We could do with swinging the numbers in our favour, and we've got a very nice conveyor here. I'm going to have to check the other side, make sure that's the same point. But I thought if I changed this one so that it's we can put a connector on there. Let me find that. E junction. That's the one we want. Just there. Really would be easier if I had a cargo point somewhere closer. Let's take the other one while we're at it. And I'll get a couple of connectors in a minute. Should have done that while I was there. Right, I'm pretty sure these line up, but I'll have to check. Yeah, there's no conveyor port there. So the conveyor actually comes from here. So we're going to need to bring that out and across, which is a bit of a pain, but hey, we can do it. So then we want a curved one. Like so. Then I think we can put a connector on. That way, that way, that way is more streamlined, isn't it? Bear with me. And I think I'll name these while I'm here. So connector, top, port. Shift key's not working again. Top port. And may not used for parking. Might be able to change that block as well and make door access easier. Starboard. Okay, so just while I think about it, let's change those. Kind of works. And I did notice I'd missed a block here. In case you were all screaming at me. So that's that fixed. Right, so because we've got connectors on the wings, obviously we're going to have some kind of a drone that fits there, and a drone on a moving vehicle requires a beacon. Now, I don't use beacons very often, so laser antenna, round beacon, could potentially do a round beacon there, maybe? Kind of fits. Let's do that. Don't think it's in the way of anything. 40 radio components, that might have to be built. That's a lot of bits. So what are we missing? Construction and radio. Okay. They take a while to build, don't they? I did actually put another speed module on the assembler. In fact, I'm not even sure if I didn't put 2 on there. Yeah, I think I put both of those on. So yeah, there are 2 speed modules on the refinery, and then the assembler
Energy low.
has all 4 on it, and it still takes ages. Some energy. Yeah, I think that looks better. Kind of nice if I could do something, maybe a ridged sort of spine down the entire ship that wraps around the back, something like that. We'll have a look in a second. There's a couple of blocks there I didn't weld as well. Going to have to be a bit careful messing around on the top there because my projector array is hanging off the ceiling. So, okay, let's finish off this beacon. There we go. So we don't need to know that it's round. I didn't bother trying to think of a name for it. You guys are very welcome to suggest a name, but for now we'll just call it an Atmo bomber. And don't think we need it to be that far. So we go for a 7.5. 7.5 clicks. I think that'll probably be more than enough, and that reduces the amount of power it takes significantly. I'd also like to do something with these blocks. but they're kind of, that's the shaped bit there. If I take that out, you'll see what I mean. Can't actually see that one, but I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, that's a square one. Guess we could, do that. Don't really want to use that one because it puts a very, very thin edge. Maybe that one? We perhaps put a light in the corner. Might make things easier. That's better. On there now. What was I doing? Oh yeah, up top. First things first, let's weld these two up. And then swap that one for a square one. Square. Actually, get away with one of these funny ones here. That work? Kind of. Gonna fall off here, I just know it. Oops, all the wrong buttons. Yeah, I think it's going to have to be that. Come on, you can reach. Gives it a little bit more shape. And also at the front here, I don't have a step up like we do on the cockpit. It's just the same level. So I think could possibly get away with just going flat there. And just running all the way along. But again, might do something a little bit more elaborate ultimately. But for now, we'll just stick that in. It'll give the welder array a little bit more protection if there is any incoming fire over the top. And it kind of works. Kind of. Looking a bit messy. I'll have to give that some thought. Anyhow, in the meantime, we need to design some kind of a drone. Now, I want to be able to press a button to launch these from the cockpit. So we need some method by which they will take off and get out of the way of the guns. But they also need to be able to redock for recharging, resupply, all that kind of thing. So, alright, we can do this over here. You don't need to build that over there. So, oh, something's spawning in. Oh, hope that doesn't come too close. Mind you, it is neutral to us. Right, let's move this out of the way, I think. And I'll switch it off. Okay, so this is, if we're high level, predominantly high level, anything that's coming at us is coming up at us. So we want the guns to be underneath, which is going to present a problem. First of all, give us somewhere to work from. So I think the best thing I can do is to give us the ability to lift it up, and that's going to be a piston. It's just a small one. I know I don't need to build this, but oh, come on, thank you. Can we place that anywhere? Not really. There's about the only place we can put it. Okay. So it's going to be bottom docking. How can I connect that to there? Okay. That'll work, won't it? Actually, I think I'm going to build this lengthways, because if we want to print them off, it's going to have to fit in this space. Yeah. Okay. So the inevitable, where did I put it? Can't find it. There it is. Going to need all of these doodahs. So the first and most important one is going. Got any stuff? Let's get some stuff first of all. Yeah, so the first most important one is the recorder that will enable it to dock. Then we're going to need a basic task. I think it matters which way around is. That's for its patrol, but it won't actually be patrolling, it'll be fighting. Then we need a move controller. Should we get that the right way around? And we definitely need an offensive controller. And that one definitely doesn't matter. I'm not going to put a defensive one on it because we're only going to be launching it when we need it. What else do we need? Well, it's going to be a collection of timers. And yeah, we're going to need event controllers as well. I think I may... Well, let's put the timers on first. I think I'm just going to use ordinary ones. Not sure how many we're going to need, but you always need more, so... Okay. Then... Oh, we're building this sideways, aren't I? I forgot about that. My plan was to put the guns, if I can find them. Where's the guns? There. Where are you? No, it's a turret we want, not a fixed gun. Yeah, we're not high enough. Let's see if we can lift that up a bit. Try again. Come on, one lower, one lower. It's being a pain. Just try putting that on there temporarily. Can't see what I'm doing now. And then the same the other side, which I can't put on because of the piston, obviously. Down again. I think we should be clear. Yeah. Alright, let me change all these around. I think we can take those off now. Yes. So... Okay. So the mistake I made was thinking that was the front. It's not. That's the front over there. So let me redo those. So we had offensive at the back. Not that it matters, but there. I'm doing defensive. The move was over there. The recorder task was there. And the basic task, which really doesn't matter, there. And then all that's up with timers. Okay, you get the idea. Let me get this all welded up and sorted out, and I'll bring you back when there's a little bit more to look at. Okay, welcome back. So, this is the gubbins of it. So, we've got two Gatling turrets facing downwards, kind of. And then I've put 2 forward-facing gats on as well, because the offensive block kind of likes something to aim at. So I'm putting a couple of massive great lift engines on the back, which is going to diminish fairly significantly the battery sustainability. Just turn that off a sec. But I think it's important because we might be quite high level, and I want it to perform reasonably well, at least, you know, getting up and down. So I've put loads of timers on. I've actually spaced the guns out 1 more block because I needed some more event controllers for low battery and low ammo and that kind of thing. But that's all connected. We've also got cargo boxes in there. As you can see, they're kind of part of the conveyor system. So it can manage to shoot a bit more. And there is somewhere, if I can remember where I put it, yeah, there is a sorter. So the sorter, as soon as it docks, will fill everything it can with ammo. That's the plan, at least. And the reason I've put it on the front, obviously there's a conveyor connection up to the rest of it, but all of the storage for the ammo is beyond the camera. So if the camera and this block get taken out, it will still have ammo in it to be able to carry on the fight. Because cameras always seem to be the first thing to go, I figured the conveyor is probably the next thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to armor it up. I'm going to put some heavy armor on the front as best as I can, just to fill in these blocks here, and maybe a little bit along the front of the turrets as well, just to give them some kind of protection. And we'll put some kind of a skin on it. I don't want to put too much on because it'll get really heavy. So we've only got 1 side thruster, and there are 4 lift thrusters. Sorry, not lift, down thrust, but they're only small ones. Okay, right, I'm going to tidy this up a little bit, and you don't need to watch me do that, slapping blocks on wherever I can find a space. And I'll disconnect it from here, and then we'll set it all up, maybe give it a little flight test, and if all's good, then we'll get it blueprinted, and hopefully, I'm looking at the size of it, I think it should fit on our little ship printer here. So the reason the gyro is at the bottom there, it's at the back, because I forgot to put one on, and I could have stuck it in like a hole here or something, but I kind of wanted it out of the way as much as possible. So yes, things might be shooting us from underneath, and it's kind of exposed, but then so is the battery. So like if the battery gets hit, we're dead in the water anyway, aren't we? So I think that'll be all right. So leave this with me, and I'll bring you back in a little bit, and hopefully we'll get it on the deck. Okay, there she is. So I've called it a defender drone. Not sure how appropriate that is. Like I said, I never was very good at naming things. So I've put some braces on, just a little bit more support, and for the thrusters, and I've kind of gone with the white and green. I think it looks okay. So I've set most of it up. I think there's should be not much more that needs setting up. Might be 1 or 2 little bits. So there's heavy armor at the front there, heavy armor there, and then light armor all the rest of it. And I put some caps over the back of the guns. Actually, I was going to put some over the ends as well, but I think maybe we could get away with some heavy armor, just on those bits there. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it's a bit sticky outy, isn't it? But it will give some protection, which is the main thing. And think we can put some of these on the end there. I always think the hinge bit should be at the top. That's right or not, but suits me. Okay, so there we are. I think that's as good as it's going to get. Now, as you can see, it can't dock on a normal connector. So what we're going to have to do is fly it over and put it on its proper connector, and I'll take a blueprint as well while we do that. So Bender drone, camera works. Oh, dampeners. Now I'm hoping this will fit without colliding. Should do, but will remain to be seen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stop here. I'm just going to jump off. And okay, down to the camera, and didn't position myself where I could see, but it looks okay. Oh, there we go. And lock. Oh yeah, loads of room there. Good. Okay, so all we got to do now is put that in the printer. Actually, I might see if I can fit another projector on. And I have actually put a shutdown command in there, but we're not going to do that just yet. Let's just leave it sit there and charge a bit. First, I also need to patch over these gaps, but that's for another time. Alright, let me set the blueprint up in the projector, and oh yeah, to do that. And then I'll bring you back when we print the next one off. Okay, so I've taken a blueprint and I've lined it up with the end of the gun, so it shouldn't be in the way, and it's kind of central, sort of. I'm hoping that'll work. I think because of the guns, I've had to obviously got to be quite high up. So I think what I'm going to do is just lift these a little bit. Somewhere around there. Yeah, that's more in the middle, isn't it? But all we can do is try it. Right, let's just make sure we've got enough stuff. Plenty of those. Some of those, hopefully enough. Motors should be alright. Lots of detector components because we know AI uses a lot. So can't see anything missing. I did build some more batteries because I noticed we'd run out of those. There. Got large steel tubes. I think we should be okay. So, just in case all goes wrong, I'm just going to save the game. And then let's try a print. So it's going to take a minute for the gun to clear. Okay, so we're just about there. This end cap's done. Yeah, everything's done. So I thought I'd switch the inertial dampeners off. Oh, it's missed the end cap here. Look. Come on. Why won't you? There. Reason not letting me weld that one. Or pick it up. Interior plate. Now it's doing it. Okay, so I'm going to cut it free and then we'll check, make sure everything's done. Unfortunately it's going to fall to the ground, but not much we can do about that. Before I forget, just set this one, velocity, I think it was 80. 80? I'll leave it at 78, it's fine. Right, so a bit of a clang as it falls off, but then put the block back on there and we can get rid of all of that now. So yeah, a bit strange. I thought I had saved it with these inertial dampers off, but apparently I did not. So let's have a look. Remote. Nope, they're on. Strange. Okay, so quick look down there. Everything appears to be done. So timer wise, we've got wake up. That's to take off basically. I'll explain the slow down speed up in a second. The shutdown is for when it comes back and docks. And then we've got the two overrides. Now, the overrides I've done to get it to lift away from its carrier quickly. So it overrides the up thrusters as much as you can on a timer, which is essentially 10 rows of override. And then reset, obviously, resets that override, but it also triggers the, where are we? Yeah, the basic task, which I've set to follow. So rather than have it flying off doing a patrol or anything, it's just going to follow me. We'll have to set all that up the same as the recorder task. So the other one was starboard. This one's going to be Defender drone port. And hopefully, if all went to plan, we should be able to connect into it. Defender drone port. And go for a ride. So yeah, not much sideways thrust. As you can see, drift sideways quite badly. But I don't think that'll be terribly important because the AI will be flying it anyway, and it might help to evade incoming fire if it's not just predictable. That's my hope, anyway. So somewhere around there, maybe. So I'm just going to come out of it and break my legs jumping off. And yeah, so we should have clearance to the gun, I think. Plenty of space there. There we go. Okay, so I'll do all the shutdown procedure and things in a minute. But happy with that. It fits where I wanted it to fit, and should be able to dock nicely, I hope. It's going to be docking using the reference beacon, so it shouldn't really matter where we are, but we will need to set up the whole docking procedure. Just while I'm thinking about it, let me just go and rename this one.
Energy low.
Starboard. And get some energies. Yeah, so I think that's quite a nice little addition. I think that's going to do us nicely and certainly help. We've got lots of gats, lots of gats on here anyway. We're going to have a couple of big turrets at the front. Now the only thing I'm pondering with this is the thrust. It's quite a big ship, and I'm worried a bit that the thrust we have isn't really enough. I'm not sure that I can put more sideways thrust in it, but then we're not really going to be going sideways. So for what we need to do, we're going to be going in pretty much a straight line. So yeah, we'll just have to figure that one out as we go, I think. Right. There is also something I thought of with this ship, kind of a bit of a glaring omission. I left these two holes by the batteries here for more batteries, but we don't have a gyro. There is no gyro on this ship, and that could be a problem. So I don't know whether we could maybe put some at the back here, or whether it would be better to have more batteries at the back here. Gyros are a pain to build as well. That's the problem. So I think we're going to stick them at the back. I think two should be. One would probably do. We did put the gyros there. And of course I don't have anything on me. So let's go back to our color. And yeah, I'll go and get some stuff and it's going to be quite a bit of stuff, I think. Large steel tubes and things, so bear with me. Okay, so that's two gyros. The other thing that occurred to me is when we want to release the mines, assuming they've all welded up successfully, we need to we need to start the timer on each of the mines and then release all the merge blocks. So I think it would probably be a good idea to have the timer strokers that do that actually on the small grid. They don't need to be, but it kind of makes sense, I think. Just want to make sure. Used for parking, definitely not. So it's locked. And we'll change that to it's a rack lock, just so that we don't by mistake do anything with it. So yeah, I need to set up all of the functions for welding these up and then releasing them. So that's something I'm going to be working on, but you don't need to bore you with all of that. And oh, I was going to explain with the drones. Of course, I can't find the thing now. The timer. Where are we? Yeah. So speed up and slow down. So I reported a bug recently when you're using the recorder task, the AI recorder task. You can't change the move controller that it's using because it just stops. It basically switches AI off on the recorder task. And I was told that it's not a bug, it's by design. So therefore we have to work with it. And the way I've decided to work with it is we're going to use the recorder task to fly back. So if the drone's gone off and it's doing some fighting and the battery's getting low or it runs out of ammo, we want it to come home, but we want it to come home fast and we want it to leave us fast. But when it gets to us to dock or to undock, we don't want it going fast. We want it to be precision. So I'm using a timer here, as you can see, increase speed limit, and it increases the speed limit over the first 5 slots. See, I didn't do 6, 7, 8, 9 and 0, but you could do. So whatever, this is currently set to 65 meters per second, it certainly wouldn't be docking at that. It's going to be docking more like 15. So I don't know how much it changes. I'm hoping it changes it by 10 meters per second. So the slow down function then effectively is going to be 5 times 10, taking 50 off, putting us back to 15. So we'll have to set that up obviously, but I need to program the task anyway. So it's also going to switch collision avoidance on, because at the point where we're telling it to speed up, it's already clear of our ship. And we're also going to be saying turn precision mode off. So that's basically what will happen after it takes off. When it comes into dock, the first waypoint that it hits that we set on its path, it's going to slow down. And slow down is exactly the reverse. So it's going to decrease the speed limit again for 5 times. And then it's going to switch collision on. Sorry, collision off. Coming into dock, isn't it? So yeah, that should be collision avoidance off. That's right. Decrease speed limit, collision avoidance off. Yeah, because otherwise it will see us as collision. And precision mode on. So let me just check I got the other one the right way around. Speed up. Yeah, collision avoidance is on, so it doesn't collide with the other drone, hopefully. Precision mode is off. So I'll have to change that on the other one as well. It's an error. And then obviously once it docks, it'll see that it's docked by it achieving its waypoint, and then it's going to perform a shutdown. So fairly straightforward stuff, but traditionally I would use a basic task to return it back to our home base, wherever that might be, and then I would switch to a recorded task for the actual docking bit, doing it much slower with a different move controller. But apparently that's problematic. Okay, So we will slow down. Yeah, I've got that the wrong way around, haven't I? It should definitely be collision avoidance off. Precision mode on. Yep. Alright, so I think we've run out of time for today. We've got an awful lot done, I think. Still not happy with the nose of the ship. I'll get these turrets welded up and I will set up the pathing. You know how to do that, so you don't need me to show you that. So we'll set up a path for each of them for port and starboard to come into dock from behind in case they need to rearm, etc. And in the next episode, hopefully we will be able to find somewhere to dock this to the station so that we can load up, recharge, load up with ammo and stuff. And then I think we'll give it a test flight, and if all goes to plan on the test flight, then I think it'll be time to, well, give Nomad his explosives back. Let's call it that. So thank you very much for joining me. I know it's another build episode. There seem to be so many build episodes, aren't there? But Space Engineers is a building game. I enjoy building. I enjoy the challenge of building, and I hope you do too. But I really do appreciate you following along with the series. All those that are enjoying it, thank you very much for all the likes and the comments. Much appreciated. If by any chance the one person that keeps downvoting the video is watching, please tell me why. If you're downvoting the video, it's polite to let the video creator know what you didn't like, because I can't improve if I don't know what you don't like. So yeah, just write a comment. Just say you thought it was boring, you didn't like it, whatever it is. It's not going to hurt my feelings, but it might help me improve. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.